What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So let me preface this video by saying this, all right? So sometimes people can misinterpret when you use the word overrated. They think that you're saying that a particular team sucks, and that's not the case, or a particular player sucks, and that's not the case. Only thing that you're saying when you say, at least when I say it, at least, and most people, is that you're saying that their actual production, their actual uh, input, their legacy, what they actually contributed, their impact isn't quite up to the reputation or the perceived legacy or reputation or impact that that player had. It's not actually equal, you know. And I think that Zion Williamson, even when you take into account that he has missed so many games, I think that he's overrated. Um, Now, look, I'm only going off of all of the attention and adulation he's had right now. It could be unfair to say this because he's still young and he's had so many injuries. But I just don't think that he has so far lived up to the lofty expectations that people have had for him. You know what I'm saying? Um, Look, his first year, he averaged 22 points and I think 6 rebounds on 58% shooting. Last year when he played, I think he averaged like 27 and 6 or 7 or something like that. 61% shooting, something like that. I know it's close to those numbers. Now, those numbers sound great, and they are great. They're great, but they're not as great as people make them out to be. Now, this year, the Pelicans are horrible. They're like 12 and 20 something. Um, but they weren't much better with Zion Williamson. The Pelicans, when Zion Williamson played, in the games he's actually played, they still have a losing record. Now you could chop it up to being young, this, that, or the other. Um, All-time great players. Look, we got to remember, Zion Williamson had more hype coming into the NBA than any player since LeBron James. So when you have a guy with that much hype, with that much expectations, you you're expecting something. I'm expecting superstar. Superstars have an almost immediate impact on a franchise, even when they're bad. I'm not saying they're going to go to the title. I'm not saying they're going to go to the Eastern Conference or Western Conference Finals. I'm not saying they're going to have a deep, spectacular playoff run or even make the playoffs their first year. But you usually see some type of impact. Michael Jordan, uh, he joined a terrible 27 and 55 Bulls team. They went up 11 wins his first year. That's an impact. Larry Bird had a tremendous impact. Uh, the year before, Boston went 29 and 53. He gets there. They also had some other players join in at that time too, but they went from 29 wins to 61 wins. At the time, I believe that was the greatest turnaround in NBA history. David Robinson, when he joined the San Antonio Spurs in 1989 after having served in the military, even though they had their rights, they had his rights since '87. But when he joined the team, they went from I believe 26 wins the year before to 61, which is tied with the 2007 Celtics for the best turnaround in NBA history. And it was just him, not a big three like with Boston. It was just him. And with the year that he got hurt in '96, only playing 6 games, they won only 21 games. That's what you call an impact player. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, The year before he joined the Milwaukee Bucks, this expansion team, this mere expansion team, in his first year of existence, only won 26 games. He 20, I think it was 26 games, 28 games, I think, 28 and 54. His first year there, they won 56 games. So I'm giving all of these examples to show you impact players. Wilt, his first year with the Philadelphia Warriors, they were horrible. He gets there, they go up 15, 16 wins. That's an impact player. Zion Williamson is not having a superstar impact with the New Orleans Pelicans. Also, for a guy that scores so many points in the paint, and some of it, I guess you could say a little bit of it's his height, maybe. But we don't have the same traditional bigs anymore. You know, we don't. The game isn't played the same where you have these plotting 7-footers just camped out, in the paint all the time. So when you look at his percentages, they look great, and in the '90s they will look great. But when you look at some of these other bigs, who primarily just score in the paint, you got guys that shoot in the upper 60, 70% range. Dwight Howard is an ancient 36, and I'm willing to bet on the top of my head he's shooting in the mid to upper 60s at least, as far as percentage. All right? People oohed and awed at Zion Williamson scoring 20 plus points in the paint last year, but Russell Westbrook at 6 foot, what, 4, 195 pounds, maybe 200 pounds. When he was with Houston before the shutdown, he was averaging 20 points plus in the paint. A point guard playing point center. So I just don't see it, man. When he's playing, when Zion Williamson is playing with the New Orleans Pelicans, their pace goes up. He's a dangerous, athletic player, danger in transition. It makes sense for them to play fast. So when you look at the fact that he's playing so fast, he's been compared to like Charles Barkley, he's been compared to prime injuries, and you look at his numbers. I mean, look, if you put Barkley in today's era, what would he probably average? I mean, I don't know about the rebounds, but I would assume he would average probably close to 30. 30, just because of his toughness. I'll give him, because see, a lot of the rebounds are a little bit different now. Guys shoot so many threes, so. But I would just say you got to give Sir Charles double doubles and rebound. He probably would average 30 and 11, 30 and 12, right? Grandmama was never the greatest rebounder, but even before the back injuries, he averaged, 20, 22, 23, and 9, 10. With this fast pace, Zion is only averaging 6 rebounds, 7. And with that fast pace, I don't know. I just don't think that he's been as impactful when he's on the court as people think he is. Not to mention the fact that he just can't play. When I mean play, I mean being available. You know, whether it's the surgeries or he hasn't been as committed to staying in shape as he should. Um, this guy fucking shoe exploded on national television. I never saw a guy's shoe explode on national television. So there's a lot of question marks to be had when it comes to Zion Williamson. Now maybe next year he'll make me out to be a big fucking liar, and I have to do a mea culpa on video saying, "Hey, I was wrong as shit." But right now, I don't know about Zion Williamson, man. He has not lived up to his potential, to say the least. Tell me what you guys think.